Most people can't remember their first win, but everyone remembers their first humiliation when they share something valuable with the world and the world doesn't just reject it, it rejects them. That scar never leaves. That's why your digital devices are not just tools. They're graveyards, drafts, folders, note apps stacked with half-finished projects that never made it out. Not because they're bad, but because finishing them means facing the world again, getting more scars. But are scars bruises or marks of strength? In the book, Ego is the Enemy, Ryan Holiday exposes the real issue behind this. The only real failure is abandoning your principles. Killing what you love because you can't bear to part from it is selfish and stupid. If your reputation can't absorb a few blows, it wasn't worth anything in the first place. The only way to stop burying your projects in your mental drawers is to let the world judge them and tear them apart so you can build something solid from their pieces. Because if you don't, the best parts of you will never outlive your fear. Your best ideas will die and take you with them. So how do we change the odds in our favor? We walk through every wrong door and exhaust the chances of failure until success becomes inevitable. There is a pattern hiding in that pain. The question is, how many doors can you take before you break? Dreaming feels safe, doesn't it? But starting something, putting your name on it, pressing publish, letting people see it, that's where the chest gets tight. It's not the projects that scares us, it's exposure. I mean, do you have this one thing that you keep pushing back on because you don't think it's good enough? Do you know why you feel that way? It's not the thing itself. It's because big dreams make us feel small. They come wrapped in anxiety, hesitation, and self-doubt. It's part of the package. Because those half-baked ideas you keep in your mental drawers are not just things to do. They're portals to other versions of you, better versions. If they flop, you feel that those possible better versions of yourself will fall apart. That's scary, I get it. But you have to understand that fear is directional. Anxiety shows up when the thing in front of you has stakes. These ideas are calling out to you as clear signals of where you should go, who you should be, and more importantly, what you should be known for. But I have to be honest with you. The world doesn't care about your ideas. It only reacts to them. It's scary because that rejection is attached to who you are. What you're known for becomes your personal brand. If that fails, you fear being seen as a failure. But here's the point I'm trying to make. What you're known for, your personal brand, is not made of the clever ideas and projects you have kept in your mental drawers. Your personal brand is made of the pieces that survive the judgment of the world and come back as clear signals of what to do and what to drop. That means the only way forward is to test your ideas, let them see light. That's what marketing means. You hear marketing and it feels like jargon, something made for big corporations with ad budgets and sales teams. It's not. Marketing is just a fancy word for testing. That's all it is. Marketing your ideas is nothing more than pushing them out into the world to see what sticks. It's a simple act of saying, here, try this. Tell me what you think. So if marketing is just testing, then every test is a door, slam shut. And because big dreams are never easy, we're not talking about one door, but 1,000 of them. To make raw ideas find success, you have to open them one by one. But rejection, criticism, and frustration will find you at every door. There is no shortcut. No 3 steps to this, 5 hacks to that. None of that. Success doesn't come from magically discovering the right door leading to your dream life, but by discovering the 999 doors that won't, one by one. And that is what we call the law of 1,000 doors. It's not a roadmap. It's a sentence. You don't win by the law. You win despite of the law. And that's a part most people will never understand. Closed doors don't block the way. They point the way. They tell you where you should go by telling you where you shouldn't go. I'm saying this because there is this strange myth we all bought into, that recognition is the reward for our efforts. But believing the world owes you recognition just for trying is entitlement, not ambition. You don't attract the world's attention because you opened a store, built an e-commerce, or started a YouTube channel. You attract attention when you persist long enough to matter. And I know this sounds harsh, but think about it. There are already others out there playing the game you want to start. The internet has made it accessible to more people, providing more opportunity for new contenders. That's great, but that's also making everyone louder. And it's getting even louder with AI because people are getting the wrong idea about it. They're trying to replace themselves instead of enhancing themselves with it. They're taking their unpolished ideas, fitting to something that doesn't have a personality, and sharing at scale, believing that volume will replace constant iteration. Think, what good can that do for you if you become a mere template? That's not leverage, that's denial. What's the lesson here? The lesson is this: these people are sprinting to skip struggle. But if you skip the struggle, you skip the scars that make you strong enough to prevent you from struggling. Unpolished ideas don't last, they burn fast. Nothing that burns fast lives long enough to matter. And that's where the law of 1,000 doors starts to separate champions from all the rest. Because if there are 1,000 doors between you and the life you're trying to build, the first few doors will make you question if you should even knock on the first one. What the law is saying is that the journey and iterations from door 1 to door 1,000 are what will make your success obvious. Because look, what do you get from those iterations? You get proof. But proof of what? Remember when we talked about the world doesn't care about your ideas and only reacts to them? Every time you build, test, and share something with the world, you're leaving behind a trace, something the world can react to. That trace is your proof. Reactions, questions, criticism, even silence. These are coordinates. They form a map of what to build and what to drop. Without proof, you're trapped in theory. That's how the law of 1,000 doors work in practice. Each wrong door gives you data, not defeat. Each rejection narrows the options, but proof demands exposure. You have to test your ideas out in the open. That's the only way. It costs confidence, it costs time, it costs peace of mind, and the cost is the whole point. By the time you reach the 1,000th door, you will be unrecognizable from the person who knocked on the first one, because the world shapes your ideas sometimes into something you couldn't even imagine. Better, more polished, and on demand. The law of 1,000 doors doesn't demand hacks, it demands stamina. You can't skip the 999 doors, you can only outlast them. That's how what you know finally becomes what you're known for. That's when ideas become brands.